Greetings everybody, CosmicDomino here, welcome to a brand new video. And it has dawned on me that I haven't really done a proper commentary lately. In fact, no, it's been longer than lately. So, I decided I'd give you guys a little taste of something since I'm a little too busy to make a more meaningful video. Not calling out irony am I, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with commentaries. It's just that I do commentary so rarely nowadays that it feels like it's kind of out of place when I do one. But anyways, enough small talk, I'm going to be talking about getting 4 teeth ripped out of me. Now, it's not as dramatic as it sounds. 3 days ago, I got my wisdom teeth taken out. So I guess this video is a little more directed towards people who haven't gotten their wisdom teeth out and are kind of curious about what the process is. So yeah, I'll let you know. I'll start off with letting you guys know that I did not do anesthesia or any kind of laughing gas. Instead, I basically did nothing but Novocaine shots. 4 of them per tooth. Meaning 3 days ago, I had 16 shots of Novocaine stuffed into my mouth. And if I have to be quite frank with you, this was probably the most painful part of the process. Now, before they gave me the shots, they did give me a bunch of pills. I think one of them was just a normal ibuprofen that they were going to prescribe me anyways. And I'm not sure what the other ones were, but all I know is I took it and I was a man after that. Anyways, after the pills and the 16 shots, they began surgery on me. Anyways, the process took 2 people. There was the main doctor, who was the actual guy who was ripping the teeth out of my mouth. And then there was the assistant who was just helping out and sucking out blood and making sure that everything went smoothly. Now, in case you're wondering, me talking about them ripping teeth out of my mouth isn't really an understatement. In fact, that's literally how they get wisdom teeth out of your mouth. Now, bear in mind, 3 of my wisdom teeth were basically out and didn't really need to be cut at all, while one of them was still kind of in the gums quite a bit, but was kind of out. Anyways, the top 2 were the 2 that were out completely, I believe, and yeah, for the most part, it really was. He just got the thing, and then he just ripped the tooth out. Now, keep in mind, this took a decent minute or 2 to do. And I will admit, it's not really the most gentle process. In fact, it really is him pulling with all his strength trying to rip a tooth out of your mouth. And while he's ripping the tooth out of your mouth, you can actually hear the nerves breaking. It sounds like they're breaking tree branches inside your mouth. It was actually really crazy. Now, you're probably wondering, CosmicDomino, was that painful? And my short answer was, no, not really. And my doctor would warn me every time there was pressure about to come, and it really wasn't that bad. However, it was the bottom teeth that kind of sucked. Now, the wisdom tooth on my bottom right side was the one that really needed work. This was because it wasn't really out like the other 3 teeth, so that means he actually had to kind of cut in there. Now, I have no idea if he really needed to cut through gums or not, but I do remember him needing to basically drill the teeth out from the nerve. Now, I will admit, that was actually kind of painful. However, it wasn't really a big deal, and after cutting for a little while and yanking it out, it was out. Actually, I simplified that a little too much. You see, with the right tooth, I thought he was going to break my jaw when he was ripping it out. Now, I think it was just the immense pressure that is required when you're, pulling a tooth out of your mouth. But as he was doing this, I was so tempted to be like, yo, can you please stop? Like, it felt like he was pushing on my jaw as hard as he could, and that I was literally going to end up with a broken jaw. However, it did eventually come out, and that was that. Now, the bottom left tooth was sort of a similar story. It didn't really feel like he was going to break my jaw that time, but he did have to drill into the nerve a bit and kind of cut that bit out. And it came out in pieces, actually. I believe it came out in like 2 or 3 pieces, so that was kind of interesting. But sure enough, it ultimately came out. And after the process, I only got stitches for 2 teeth, and that was basically the bottom left and bottom right. Now, I'm not sure if they just don't stitch up the top side for everyone, or if that was just because of my circumstances, but yeah, they stitched up the bottom 2 holes, basically. And no, the stitches didn't hurt whatsoever, obviously. They're dissolvable, and I can feel it in my mouth currently, but I'm kind of curious what it's going to feel like when I kind of check back there with my tongue and I don't feel stitches anymore. However, for the top side of my mouth, I can feel holes. There's legit 2 giant gaping holes in my mouth on the top side, and it's crazy. It's kind of a surreal feeling, honestly. Anyways, let's hope that you guys can get the same treatment I got, but after this, I was prescribed 4 different types of medicines. 3 of them were pills, and 1 of them was a liquid. Now, one of the pills in the liquid is basically kind of an antibiotic, and it's just to prevent infections and stuff like that. And the other 2 sets of pills are painkillers. One I take every 6 hours during the day, so I only take them like twice a day. And I take one it's a different type of painkiller that they give me at nighttime. And because of it, I haven't really felt any pain. In fact, the first night and probably the day after, the only real pain I felt was the pain from the shots themselves that they gave me before the surgery. And it really wasn't dramatic pain, so it was surprising how little pain I've felt so far. Now that's why I'm wishing that you guys get the same treatment, because if I don't know what this is like without the painkillers. To be fair though, I think the only thing you guys would really need to do if you can't get prescription pills is literally just to find a nice strong, over-the-counter pill. Like a Tylenol or an ibuprofen. And it should be good for the most part, just be careful, don't overdose on painkillers, and don't get addicted to them. The last thing I forgot to mention was the bleeding. Now 3 days after, I'm actually still kind of bleeding in my mouth. Granted, it's really not that bad. The only real issue with it is you could sometimes you swallow, you can taste it here and there, but it's really not that much blood, and it's not that bad. Obviously, the first night though, there was a lot of bleeding, and they give you basically this cotton ball type thing that you have to keep in your mouth, and I had to replace it about every 30 minutes on the first night. If you guys have to do this, keep in mind, don't sleep with them. Basically, you can develop a dry socket, and it's just not fun for anyone in the process. Anyways, on the first night, you're probably still going to be bleeding quite a bit, so I was told that you should just sleep with your head elevated. But honestly, I did not get any sleep that night very much, and it wasn't that I was in pain or anything, but I just couldn't fall asleep with my head elevated. Anyways, I still ended up falling asleep and waking up with blood all over my pillow anyways, because my head didn't stay elevated all night. So just put on a pillowcase you don't really care about, and then put like 1 or 2 different shirts over your pillow, just because it could leak in through the pillowcase and, get on all over your pillow. So yeah, just look out for that. Other than that though, that's really my experience getting my wisdom teeth taken out. I've heard stories of this sucking really bad, and I really did fear it for years and years of my life that one day I was going to have to get them ripped out of my mouth. However, it didn't really go that bad, and I'm really not in pain. My face is still kind of swollen though. Keep in mind that your face will be swollen after the surgery. And then my cheeks and lips were numb for like 4 to 6 hours after the surgery because of all the Novocaine shots I had to get, which is to be expected, of course. But anyways, yeah, I hope that answers any questions about how it's like to get your wisdom teeth ripped out of you. It's really not that bad. Just make sure you go to a good dentist and definitely be drugged up, or, just you don't want to feel what it's like to actually have a tooth ripped out of your mouth, I'd imagine. Anyways, I'm really running out of ideas, and that's one of the reasons why I don't do commentaries anymore, so I took this opportunity to make one. I hope this was enjoyable for you guys and answer some questions. Anyways, if you like this, I can always do more commentaries in the future. I don't know, it's something to do. But anyways, the videos are kind of on hiatus because I have the 3-year special coming up for CosmicDomino's channel. And to be honest, I've been so unmotivated the last few days, and I don't know what to do. It's a variety of reasons. One, I just don't have a good idea. And the ideas I do have that, are like songs, because I always do songs for the, year anniversaries we do. The thought of making one is just tiring and I just don't feel like doing it. I mean, I want to do it, but I'm just having very little motivation right now. But anyways, we have that going on, and we'll see how that ends up. And I am going to be, in theory, upgrading my graphics card. Now, I've said this on Twitter, not really on YouTube yet, but buying the Sony HX80 was a regret, in my opinion, so I'm returning it. And so I sent it back to Amazon, so I should be getting the refund from them soon, in theory. And with that money, I'll be able to buy a new graphics card, a mechanical keyboard, and a gaming mouse. Now, I'm not going to give any specifics because I am planning 2 different types of videos involving this. And they should be solid videos too. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm CosmicDomino, and I'll see you guys next time. And no, an apple a day will not keep a wisdom teeth surgery away.